Look, look, look no further. Look, look. I know I'm on early. The walrus is in here. This is like, what do they call this? This is like a warm up. No, this is a dumb shirt. It looks better. Like this, it looks like an orange weird tie. Or this. Crazy. Look. I'm sorry. But I'm not. I love everything. I have the hiccups, but I'm going to get rid of them. This is, look. No, I have the hiccups. You're watching the Document Dispatch Show live from Vienna. Okay, look. Oh, yeah. Look. I have the hiccups. Look. Here's the deal. Hiccups are funny because this has something to do with oxygen. Look, I talk about this a lot on my show. Breathing. Look. Okay, they're on like big league right now. Okay, I have to do my trick. This is called my startup, by the way. No, my real show doesn't start for 1 hour and 50 minutes. I'm on early because, period. Look. Whoa. Super crazy, Lou. And a lot of, look. Anybody who's watched my show before, you know that this happens sometimes. So, everybody has a different trick. Some people like to blow into a brown paper bag that they were using to hide their alcohol in the USA. The hiccups are going to kill my show. Okay. Look. There's another good trick to get rid of the hiccups. Fall asleep. I'm wide awake. Yes, I did invoke the title from Katy Perry's big hit. Look. It is now 2241. Yeah, you're watching me? Look, I'm not looking at the chat right now. Everybody knows this is my startup. I don't think I ever did a startup with the hiccups. It's pretty cool, actually. I just traveled across town. town, and I'm like, it's almost like I wrote this joke. This is very funny. It's like I sound like I have a stutter, and that much is true. Look, I have to try to tell my jokes when I don't have the hiccup phase. Here comes the next one. There it was. Now I can talk normally, right? So I can talk for like 30 seconds, and actually no, it's 10 seconds. Now I could look. It's getting smaller. It's getting smaller. Contractions. Go to the emergency room. Look, the Becky Fitzpatrick show is about acceptance, but it's also about solutions. What's the difference between a solution or a delusion? Delusion. Look. Part of my challenge is actually dilute my life, at least, from all the rubbish that I hear. Look. Okay, I think you have to do the trick. Once again, when I do my startup, that means I'm not reading the chat. So if I have like 10 people watching, or 1 people watching, hold on, 1 people, that's not what. If there's 1 person, look, I still have lurkers. All the people who are listening to my voice right now, I have the hiccups. And I know I've done this on my show before. Let's try it again. I never did it for a startup. You're watching the Blackie Fitzpatrick Show live from the Blackie Fitzpatrick Library Studio, situated in the 10th district of Vienna, Austria. Oh, I'm in the heart of Europe. Sounds so romantic. Look, the Blue Danube. Look, that was a look with a hiccup. Okay. Bear with me. A doctor taught me this when I was in my 30s. I'm over 50. Watch this one. A hiccup cannot live without oxygen. What happens if I take all of the oxygen out of my body? Let's find out. There's only 2 choices. I kill the hiccups, or I'm dead. Oh, yeah, it worked. Look, there's a lot of fun stuff happening around this world. I'm just trying to simplify things. And I'm just trying to, run around this town, whether it's Vienna or whether it's Boston or London or anywhere in Florida. Have fun running around this town. You're watching the King of Lo-Fi.
Because you're not just feeling good, but Don't you get it? Even older. Sun that shines, a shine that makes you wake up in the morning. Get those shots before you coffees. Even older. I guess that I will rely on you. I guess that you will rely on me. Because you're not just in the world, but you get it even older. Sun shines, shine and make you wake up in the morning. You do the shirts before you coffees, even older. I guess that I will on you as you should check out the feeling, those sounds just running around this town.
I'm trying to ride here.
Those sounds just running around this town.
Running around this town from Whittier. Yeah, that's me. For anybody who's been following my show over the last week, yeah. Ben Arson is going to sing that song tomorrow at Blackbird Studios in Nashville, Tennessee. And when I woke up today, I thought to myself, do I have to pinch myself? Anyway, I'm looking at the chat here. We got King and Ken. We got Meredith. We got Mike. Look. You're watching Black. And hello to my lurkers. You guys are great. Look. I wear orange today for a reason. It's a shocker. And yeah, I'll play sticks for you, Meredith. Meredith, I'll do anything for you. Look, just don't tell that to your husband. Now, making jokes. The Black Success Show really is about acceptance. It's like, you come to my show, I talk rubbish, but I am a distraction. Mike comes in with, what is more fun when the delusion is the solution? That's what I'm talking about. Clink! Cheers from Vienna. Hey, I have a new beer today. This is a Wieselberger. Hold on a second. It's called Wieselberger Gold. And it's also a very, very good Austrian beer. Clink! For Meredith, she likes to look at numbers. This is only 5.0. Oh, no. I'll drink fast. It's pretty cool. I got rid of the hiccups. Don't get me wrong, the hiccups might come back. And Meredith says, I accept this projection. And the follow up is, I'm a lightweight because I only have 5.0. Look, no, Meredith, you were great on my show yesterday. I post-produced the show, and once again, look. Whenever I say something, sometimes it's original. Usually, I'm influenced by something. A buddy of mine from North Carolina, he told me, he said, Blake, he says, you got to check out this movie. It's called Sling Blade. Meredith, have you ever seen, or Mike, or anybody who can hear my voice? Press 1 if you've seen the movie Sling Blade. It's a great movie. It's a really, really great movie. And one of the lines, that's what when I was talking with you, Meredith, yesterday, I said, I like the way you talk. And I was using that, I got that from a movie. And the movie is Sling Blade. A brilliant, brilliant, brilliant movie. I know I have a time delay here, but if anybody's ever seen that movie, press 1. Number 2, look, knock on your neighbor's door. No, it's a great movie, Mike. You got to check out the movie. It's actually, if anybody likes the King's English, look. If anybody likes, look. Look. I'll say it again. Officially, look. What's the guy? I can't remember the John Ritter's in the movie. It's really cool, actually. Yeah, Meredith says, I know that movie. And one of the famous lines is, I like the way you talk. And then the young boy says, I like the way you talk. And what's the actor's name? I'm forgetting his name for some reason. Some famous guy. I think he married Julia Roberts for a while or something. Yeah, press thumbs up before you leave. Show some common decency. I should know his name. Some famous guy. And look, and I saw that movie. He acts like he's a retard, right? And there's some famous country stars. The movie's brilliant. I give it an A++ on the Blackie Fitzpatrick. Look. My standard is like, trust me, really high. I love to make fun of stuff that I don't like. Look, and I say it out loud on my show, live, from the Blackie Fitzpatrick Library Studios. No, but that I was taking a joke. Look, Meredith. I took that one from Sling Blade. Billy Bob Thornton, thank you. And I can't remember who said it first. This is a pretend scratch. I can't remember who said it first. Was it Billy Bob Thornton or the kid? And it was, but they both like had a mutual respect, and they were like, "I like the way you talk." Look. I'm an international world traveler. Okay, I'm an asshole. Look, cut me some slack. I was born in Framingham, Massachusetts. That's the way. Look. That's where I came from heaven. I was talking to my mom the other day. Hi, Mom, if you're watching. And my mom was like, hold on a second. I didn't pick you. You picked me? And I was like, yep. Girlfriend, Meredith, you never have to apologize to me. I just like the way you talk. No, I this is a pretend scratch. I post-produced the show, and I was like, damn, that was a great interview. Once again, the show is PG-13. You're allowed to say the word damn. But if you want to say like a big, no. That's what I'm talking about, Meredith. Girlfriend, I like the way you talk. That was my joke. She said lag. That's funny. Look. Keep up. You don't have to keep up. My brain works like super crazy glue. Sometimes people hate me for this. Look, I have 3 ex-wives. Why? Because I talk. But Meredith, that interview that I had with you yesterday, I think it was yesterday. Look, who knows? No, it was yesterday, and it was brilliant. And thank you so much. I said for 5 minutes. I think I had you on for 10. And you're a sweetheart. I know you're very intelligent and you're very open-minded, and you're very cool. I'm going to stop with the compliments because that was enough. You're always welcome back on the Blackie Fitzpatrick Show. And hold on a second. I think you even gave me a request earlier, but I want to talk for a little bit. Look, this is still part of my startup. The Walrus ain't here. Clink! Cheers from Vienna. I'm on Wieselburger. Practice that at home. Wieselburger. Look. I'll give you the phonetics. Okay, it's not phonetics. It's just the label. Wieselburger. They even put the word beer in case you're dumb. Wieselburger beer. And on the bottom it says gold. No, but there is a date here. Hold on a second. Let me get my cheaters. Whoa. I don't need glasses, but when it's dark here. Okay, so it's 5.0. Yeah, I know I'm a lightweight. Hold on a second. Now I see it. 1770. Look, Mozart was drinking this rubbish. I mean, good stuff. Seit means since. I mean, established. But look, let me pull it really close. 1770. Beat that. Slice. Oh, and it's tasty, wasty. Look. Mike says he's going to come back in a little bit. Look. Look, I just came back from, look, I've been working all day. I just finished work and I thought, hey, the Walrus in here. Well, turn on the channel and see what happens. I did a little bit of, this is pretend, and I did a little bit of like, I checked out what was happening. And I got really bored. I just thought to myself, maybe that's why I got the hiccups. Hello to my lurkers. You guys are great. I see my numbers going up and down like super crazy. Press thumbs up before you leave. Look, if you're a lurker, give me a thumbs up or give me a thumbs down, but do something. Don't be invisible. Actually, no, you can be invisible. The Blackie Fitzpatrick Show is about acceptance. I could look. Yeah, some folks call it hell. I call it Hades. Look. Meredith, stop. I'm gonna keep this joke at least for this month. Meredith, stop making me fall in love with you because I like the way you talk. I'm making a joke when I say that in a halfway. You look. We talked about this at semi-length. Sorry, I said the word semi. Look, and I said the word length. Look, I'm playing with words always. I'm trying to be funny. A lot of people look. Some people go, Blackie, what's up with you? Just, I can't say that joke. When I was doing my rated R show, I could say anything I wanted to. Right now, my show is PG-13. Okay? The show is not religious. I'm a Christian. There's a big difference. Look, my show is not political. I don't vote. I don't even have a registration card. I'm the king of lo-fi. I'm the king of acceptance. I'm a guy from Framingham, Massachusetts, who lives in the Blackie Fitzpatrick Library Studios. No, I had a fun day today. I tell you, maybe I should play her music right now. I'll get your request in a little bit later, girlfriend. But Alicia Laureen, great stuff.
I'm on my way, driving to the countryside. Oh, the one, singing my song, yes, baby. I'm I'm on my way back home. From Tennessee to Missouri, happy and crazy. Listen to the ancient noise, looking around. We see those cowboys, legs on the horse. I'm on my way, driving in my truck. I'm on my way, driving to my side. Oh Lord, singing my song, yes, baby. I'm on my way back home. Sitting in my jeans, hearing the shortly that sound. Whoa, this is not time. I'm on my way, driving in my truck. I'm on my way, driving to the side. Oh Lord, singing my song, yes, baby. I'm on my way back home. Every time I have those feelings, I see my goal again. I see my goal again. I'm on my way, driving in my truck. I'm on my way, driving to the countryside. Oh Lord, singing my song, yes, baby. I'm on my way back home. I'm on my way, driving in my truck. I'm on my way, driving to the countryside. Oh Lord, singing my song, yes, baby. I'm on my way back home. Yes, baby, I'm on my way back home. Whoa, whoa, whoa.
Alicia Laureen. Look. Commercial break. Dog food. Buy dog food. Buy dog food. You're watching the King of Lo-Fi. This is by request. Meredith, I love everything about you.
Go on, read who I am. Secret, I've got a secret. Machine on my attic. Secret, I've got a secret. With cards making in Japan. Secret, I've got a secret. I am the open mind. I've got the secret. I've been hiding under my skin. My heart is human, my blood is boiling, my brain IBM. So if you see me acting strangely, don't be surprised. I'm just a man who needed someone and someone to hide to keep me alive. To keep me alive. Somewhere to hide to keep me alive. I'm not a robot without emotion. I'm not what you see? I come to help you with your problems so we can be free. I'm not a hero, I'm not the savior, forget what you know. I'm just a man whose circumstances went beyond his control, beyond my control, beyond me control. I need control, I need control. I am demonetized. Sit back, I've got to sit back. Hides behind the mask. Sit back, I've got to sit back. So no one else can see. Sit back, I've got to sit back. My true identity. Double arigato, Mr. Roboto. 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 Thank you very much, Mr. Roboto. Double arigato, Mr. Roboto. Thank you very much, Mr. Roboto. Double arigato, Mr. Roboto. Double arigato, Mr. Roboto. Problems plain to see. Too much technology. Machines to save our lives. Machines dehumanize. Sit back, I've got to sit back. Sit back, I've got to sit back. I've got to sit back.
Mr. Roboto, Tomo arigato, Mr. Roboto from Styx. Sorry, Meredith, you said that in the beginning. So that was by request for you. But you know what? I know you don't think you're giving me requests, but like the way the Blackie Fitzpatrick show works is, and I love you guys in the chat. I love you guys who don't join. Join. The join is not a word. The people. Look. This is my channel. I'm allowed to mess it up a little bit. I like the way I talk. Look, it's called communication. I think that's what I call my show. And look, the Blackie Fitzpatrick show is really a place to be like, I never played this song before. Stroke 'em, yoke 'em. Guitar Cadillacs by request. There it is. This is for you.
You taught me how to carry away, drown myself to leave. You now this time, shattering. Doesn't listen now you fool. Came to Babylon, found that pattern face so sweet. Now you guitars get back, with Billy and Dave, lonely streets. I Teaching me brand new ways to be true. And I remind I guess I've been it's not getting back. We'll fill it in the bed. On the streets. It's not getting back. We'll fill it in the bed. On the streets.
Dwight Yoakam, as one of my best guy friends from North Carolina, he calls him Strokum Yoakam. I'm not sure what that means, but my show is PG-13. Look, let your imagination Strokum Yoakam. It's a funny name, actually. That's what they say in NC. And I'm like, okay, look. Look. I know. That's Meredith said he was so sexy until he took his hat off in Sling Blade. No, look. I'll be honest with you. He's a great actor in Sling Blade. He played the. Look, I'll be honest with you. At the end of the movie, I don't want to spoil it for anybody, but at the end of the movie, look, I'm not really for the death penalty because I'm a pacifist. But Dwight Yoakam was brilliant. If anybody hasn't seen, I'm not going to say anything too much about it. Senator John Ritter, look. Dwight Yoakam, look. Billy Bob Thornton, look. You got a kid, you got other people, look. But I'm talking about three big names. Well, I didn't know who Dwight Yoakam was, and then my buddy from NC, he says, Blakey, you got to check out this movie. And I was like, okay, I'll check it out. And I was like, this movie is A+. So if anybody hasn't seen the movie Sling Blade, especially look. I know on my show we talk about playing with English language and stuff. If you want to really learn how to speak English, well, American English, that movie is a brilliantly written movie, brilliantly acted, and Dwight Yoakam is look, I'm not going to give away the ending, but Dwight Yoakam is brilliant in that movie. So is John Ritter. I should play the theme music to Three's Company. I don't think it was that memorable, was it? Come on, knock on my door. Dee-da-dee-da-dee-da. Here comes Mr. Roper. Dee-da-dee-da-dee-dee. Look. Of course I know that one. Meredith, you don't have to retract stuff on my show. Otherwise, hey, Anna, girlfriend, look. We're talking about country music in the South. Countryside. Look, the fun thing. Look. Anna, what do you want to hear? I'll play anything for you, babes. Look. The Black and Fitzpatrick show is about acceptance. And I'll be honest with you. I'm actually one of the good guys. Sometimes people get confused. They go, Blakey, your show is intense. Correct. Oh, okay. Anna got a request in. Good. This is look. Meredith is from Arkansas. Anna is from the countryside in Austria, just outside of Vienna. I think we're John Denver, right? No, I can't even write. I think it's John Denver. Poor guy. This is a pretend scratch. When multimillionaires die in airplane accidents, I think of Leonard Skinner. I think look. I think of natural. Look, anything can happen. No, it didn't work. Oh, it did. This is my request for Anna.
Almost heaven, West Virginia, the rich mountain, Shenandoah River. Life is older than the trees, younger than the mountains, growing like a breeze. Country roads, take me home to the place I belong. West Virginia, Mountain Mama, take me home. Country road. All my memories gather round her. Honest lady, stranger to blue water. Dark and dusty, painted on the sky. Misty taste the moonshine, teardrop in my eye. Country road, take me home to the place. Sing along. Where I belong. West Virginia, Mountain Mama, take me home. Country road. I hear her voice in the morning hour. She calls me. Radio reminds me of my home already. Driving down the road, I get a feeling that I should have been home yesterday. Country road, take me home to the place I belong. West Virginia, Mountain Mama, take me home. Country road, take me home to the place I belong. West Virginia, Mountain Mama, take me home. Country road, take me home. Country road, take me home. Country road.
By request, John Denver. That was from Anna. Like girlfriend. Like. And it looks like Carol has just joined the chat. Look, a lot of people tell me, they say, Blakey, how come only girls join the chat? Look, I have a lot of lurkers. Trust me, all the lurkers are dudes. Why are they intimidated? Look, Look. I own my feminine side. Check this out. Look. Stick with me. Look, it is now 2-3-2-2. Look. When you watch the Blackie Fitzpatrick show, people say, what is this all about? And every time you come back to my show, I think to myself, here you come again. After a commercial break.
Für jeden der passende Stil in eurem Obi Christkindlmarkt.
They're saying, buy stuff. Merry Christmas. You're watching the king of lo-fi.
Here you come again. Just when I've begun to get myself together, you waltz right in the door, just like you've done before, and wrap my heart round your little finger. Here you come again. Just when I'm about to make it work without you, you look into my eyes and lie and lie, and so I'm wondering how I came to doubt you. All you can do is smile, and then go on and face it. There's nothing for you, I couldn't even why. You're messing up my mind, and my senses. Here you come again. Looking better than the body has a right to, and shaking me up so that all I do know is you come again. And here I go. And shaking me up so that all I need is here you come again. And here I go. Here I go. And here I go. And here I
Look, Dolly Parton with her lovely track. A lot of people yelled at her. They said, Dolly. Look, that's the way they talk to me. Blackie, Dolly. Why are you making pop music? You're supposed to be country. Look, on the Blackie Fitzpatrick show, it's all about acceptance. Look, and I was talking about this earlier today with Anna. All I care about, look, two things: notes and fun. History is like way back in the list. Tom Sawyer by request. This one's for you, Carol. You're watching the King of Lo-Fi.
Monday, worry of me, try to be some so you meet me
Maybe that's inside.
These songs so he gets high on you. Stacy and Betty get by on you.
Today's Tom Sawyer.
These songs so he gets high on you. Stay gets high on you. The friction of love.
Rush. Actually, I think that's thank you. That was my request for Carol. Rush. I think that's actually their biggest track. The song is brilliant. Number one, A plus plus. Yes, I love rock music that's pop from Canada. A lot of people say Blicky, Blicky. Look. They go, and that's where it's funny. I love it when people look at me and they go, but I'm really, really interested in listening. Look, some people say, Blakey, looks like all you want to do is talk. Incorrect. I'm actually a very good listener. Hello to my lurkers. You guys are super, super awesome. Everybody in the chat, look, stay with me as long as you want to stay with me. Okay? This is the way it rolls. It is now 2, 3, 3, 1. This song I'm going to play, and if anybody can figure out why I picked this song, put it in the chat. You're allowed to be shy. You're allowed to be clever. That's where it gets tricky. Look, I'm not a judge. I never studied law in my life. I like listening to lawyers. They're funny. Do I love music? Yes. Do I have like an encyclopedia? Look, encyclopedia. Look, I can't even say the word. Look, I got so much notes in my head. Sometimes all I can say is Johnny, Johnny. Tell me who wrote this song. You get 1 Bitcoin.
There is a time and place. You won't make it any better. You might well make it worse. I advise you to forget her. What are you, 21? Why don't you care less? The world is a million. There can be no contest.
Oh, Johnny, Johnny, Johnny.
She has her own will.
Oh, Johnny, Johnny, Johnny.
Why don't you join the fire? You're still in love with demons. To your heart's best. And you never wake it up. Or turn back the clock. No, you won't.
Prefab. You guys are great. Prefab Sprout with their track. Actually, it was on their first record. It was one of their early tracks. Johnny, Johnny. Carol got it. I don't care how you got it. You figured it out. She said I Googled it. Okay, look, don't tell everybody. Look, we know you Googled it. No, I bought that record actually when I was a kid. I'm a huge Prefab Sprout fan, and one of their first singles was called Johnny, Johnny. When I heard Anna saying the word Johnny, Johnny, it made me think of that track. And look, when I'm doing look. When I'm doing a show, I'm like, Anna knows me. Look, when I turn on, Ben knows me. Anna knows me. Look, Phil was trying to get used to me, but look. I have 3 ex-wives. When I turn on and somebody says a keyword like Johnny, all of a sudden I'm like, I think I go to music. I always go to music. Sometimes I go into whatever, right? But like I listen to keywords. But yeah, Prefab Sprout, great song actually. It never was a big hit in the USNA. It was on college radio. It never broke it. Hey, I got a handful of people. Well, no, it went down again. Hello to my lurkers. You guys are mega awesome. I know a lot of people come in and they go, we'd like it when Blackie talks, or we'd like it when Blackie plays like a song. So now this is a pretend scratch. Now I'm gonna like grab a beer. Look, it's my show, and the walrus show wasn't here. It is now 2338. I said this because look, I post-produce my show the next day. I'm a professional. I don't just do something and then like forget about it. I do something. Look, I do prep, and then I do post. Does that make any sense? Now I'm starting to sound like JB. Look, I like Carol. She said, "Did you write this?" And I was like, "I wish I did," but I'll be honest with you. I'll play something that I wrote. Look. For anybody who, I don't want to say too much out loud. If you like the Blackie Fitzpatrick show, and I know that Anna doesn't know this story, and a lot of people say, don't say it out loud. But I did, Anna, if you're still listening, if you can still hear my voice, I told you I was in a great mood. Look, I know that, look, I know Meredith knows. I know I have different people coming in and coming out. I'm going to play a song that I wrote. I wrote this song when I was in my 20s. How old was I? I was about, before I got my first record deal, I was 25 years old. I wrote this song. Look, Carol, I wish I wrote, look, I love Prefab Sprout. I never met the guy. I wanted to, but I never met those people. I was friends with the bass player from their producer. Is that close enough? Hey, for me, look, I'm not trying to be like super fancy, like crazy, and I'm also trying not to keep any secrets. Some people say Murphy's Law. We were talking about this yesterday on my show. Murphy's Law. Yin Yang, Mirror. Look, mirror is a great word. Mirror. Look, if you look. I say the word look all the time. Mirror. The only way to look is to look into a mirror. Or starting to sound like Prince Andrew using elegant words. You're watching the King of Lo-Fi. I hope it sounds great on your end. Chat, take over. You guys are awesome. You're watching the Black and Spectre show. That was a song written by Whittier. You have the channel you're watching. I don't know what I like better, playing songs that I wrote when I was young or playing songs that I used to listen to when I was young. Look, and Anna, I told this to you earlier. All I care about is notes. Like. All I care about is ABBA. Like notes, music. Do it. Oh, it sounds so lovely. You're watching the King of Lo-Fi live from Vienna.
Can you hear the drums below? I remember long ago when the starry night in the firelight commando. You were humming to yourself and softly strumming. I could hear the distant drums and sounds of your arms coming from the ground. They were close enough for that know. Every hour, every minute seemed to last eternity. I was so grateful and know. You were young, you loved the colors that you learned. And I'm not ashamed to say the water guns and candles almost made me cry. There was something in the air that night. The stars were bright when that love. They were shining like for you and me. Only liberty and that love. Love you never thought that we could lose. There's nothing left. If I had to do the same again, I would, my friend. If I had to do the same again, I would, my friend. Every old and grateful and know. Since many years I haven't seen a rifle in your hand. Can you hear the drums commando? Do you still recall the fateful night we crossed the Rio Grande? I can see it in your eyes, so proud of you to fight for freedom in this land. There was something in the air that night. The stars were bright when that love. They were shining bright for you and me. Only liberty when that love. No never that we could lose. There's no way. If I had to do the same again, I would, my friend, remember. There was something in the air that night. The stars were bright when that love. They were shining like for you and me. Only liberty when that love. No never that we could lose. There's nothing there. If I had to do the same again, I would, my friend, remember. Yes, if I had to do the same again, I would, my friend, remember. If I had to do the same again.
ABBA. Oh no, my hiccups came back. Look. Look. I see my numbers going up and down like crazy, Lou. Look. Look. Okay, I have to do a couple of things here. Look, number one, I know this is not my real show starts in, hold on a second. It is now 2, 3, 5, 2. My real show starts in about a half an hour, give or take 7.5 minutes. Look, the bar is still in here, so this is called my warm-up show. I'm going to do a couple. Look, slow down, Becky, slow down. What? Look. for anybody who's still watching me, watch how this one rolls. Look. The Blackie Fitz show is about acceptance. It's also about, look, I know I put in hashtag beer and hashtag, look, blah, blah, Nyborg. Look. The most perfect thing about me is acceptance. Think about it. What's the most perfect thing about you? To accept your own life? I don't know. I hope you do. Am I here to teach you about acceptance? This, that, and the other thing happened. First world problem, second world problem, third world problem. Look, problems in space. Think about it. Oxygen, breathing, heartbeats. Let's stay focused here. Look. I know a lot of people say, Blakey, why do you even talk? Those are the ones who left. See you later. Look. When I say key points, look, when I say key, look, I know I have hiccups. I'm going to get rid of them. I did it already earlier. Look, okay, they're on like every 7 seconds. Okay, that means I only have to be clever for like 6 seconds. That's pretty cool. Here comes my next 6 seconds of being clever. Impossible. Ain't gonna happen. Okay, now another 6 seconds of being clever. Got nothing. Okay, another 6 seconds of being. Look. Look. Hello to my lurkers. You guys, I love when I can't even say the S. Look. I get to do this again? Okay. First, I'm going to say, clink, cheers from Vienna. And you guys, thank you so much for being early. This is my warm-up. My real show starts in, actually, now I can read. 35 minutes, I'm going to play with the Doobie Brothers. And do a real show for 1 hour. And then the Walrus is going to come home and I have to kill it and all this. Well, press thumbs up before you leave, right? If you're a lurker, just show some common decency. My show is PG-13. If I act like I'm angry, it's because I have the hiccups. Click! Cheers from Vienna. Anna says, cheers back. Look, girlfriend, Anna, you got to watch this one. This is really fun, actually. I think I'm going to do, hold on a second. Anna, let me ask you a personal question. Are you going to stay awake for like, how long are you going to, it is now 2, 3, 5, 6. I get the hiccups. You want to watch me get rid of the hiccups? Look, I'm older than you. Oh man, the hiccups are like crazy glue. But I know a trick how to get rid of them. Whoa. Then I might actually, I don't know, be normal. Is this normal? Is this normal? Is this normal? Is this normal? Anna says, she says, dude, man, I already know the trick. Okay, Anna, I get to do the trick right now. I think I'm okay. Good. Okay, I can't teach you nothing. So, because you already been taught. That's right. I've known you for almost 2 years. So look. When you watch the Blackie Fitz show, everybody expects, I think, nothing. It's nice to be able to hang out and like, look, you're watching the king of lo-fi. Carol, I'm going to play this song for you. If I am the king of lo-fi, which has been established, I'm also the king of hiccups right now, but I'm going to kill the hiccups because I am the king of rock and roll.
And they come around the track for me. When she looks at me like I remind her I'm the king of rock and roll. Sweet shoes, my baby blues. Dreamhouse you forget. You will never best to stay. You will never leave a foot. Wait. All the advice you can keep for the children in the street. For the version I have. But it's the only friend I've got. I'm the king of rock and roll. All the pretty birds sing for you. Now I'm dancing on my own. I'm the king of rock and roll. For sweet shoes, my baby blues.
Albuquerque. Look. And hello, James, and hello, Raging. Look. I love music. Period.
Shuffle with a shoe shine. They say a lot of time. I'm on the head down. Wanna make them say don't be rough. Say I ain't nothing more rough. Where you wanna go?
Pop music. Come on. Music. Music. Loud and clear. M with their song called Pop Music. I'll be honest with you. That's the first song that I fell in love with music. Look. You're watching the Blackie Respect Show, the king of lo-fi. Look. Let me be honest. Let me be frank. And Blackie at the same. Look. Let me be frank means on. Look. Look. There are certain songs that I listen to, and for some reason, I get a meltdown. But today, I'm going to move my camera again. But today, for some strange reason, I think I'm going to feel really good when I listen to this song. Anybody who's gotten to know me a little bit close, look, I'm not here to like talk about, look, fingers crossed. Some people are like, Blakey, what in heck fire are you talking about? Look, let me take off these silly glasses. It's for the look. Look, let me tie my hair up. Look, you think look. I'm not taking the earrings off, and I'm going to keep the stupid shirt. Isabella gave me the shirt. Sigmund Floyd gave me the dumb earrings. And I love everything about being Blackie Fitzpatrick. And when I play music, I'll say it once again. Anybody who knows me, I am very, very like mega serious about music. Everything else is a joke. I'm talking about eating food, breathing air, making snowballs. All I care, look. Forget about my 3 ex-wives. I really don't care. But there's always music that, for me, sometimes is a trigger. Everybody knows what a trigger is. A trigger is look, you know what it is. I don't have to say it. So sometimes songs can be a trigger for emotions. And I'm going to play a trigger song for me. And today, I think I'm going to play this song and still be in a good, great, awesome mood. You're watching the Blackie Fitzpatrick Show. Look, I am the king of lo-fi. To you, God bless Whitney Houston. I'll be honest with you, I actually think she's a brilliant singer. Was running. A lot of people make judgments. They go, oh, you're running away from your problems. Look, the word run, hey, it's very, very, look. The word run. Hey, I didn't cry when I watched that one. I mean, listen, look, I saw the video. And I didn't cry because it's about the notes. A lot of people look. They go, whoa, I just hear stuff. I'm a songwriter. And I know if I put certain notes together, it creates an emotion. Right now, I want to give you guys an emotion. Anybody can hear my voice. And I know I talked about it before. I'm not even going to say anything. But I'll give you the title. Wherever you are on the planet, I care about it, but I could care less. Does that make any sense? I'm starting to sound like JB. I care about it, where you're from. Hold on a second. My show is going to start in 15 minutes. Stop. 16. I'm going to play a couple more songs, and then I'm going to play with Doobie Brothers and start up the real show. Thank you guys for being part of my warm-up. I know, look. It's almost Friday. People got fish to fry. And look, I did not, look, every endeavor, that's a good word, endeavor. Every endeavor, look, that I delve, that's a good word too, delve. Look, people are always trying to be clever. But not really using the right words. That shows weakness. I like to show, look. 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 Don't get me wrong. Look. If one is given an opportunity, right? You can see it like a vision, right? You go, whoa, hey, whoa! I'm gonna slow down for a second. If somebody can see, whoa, a vista, a plateau. Plateau is a good one because it's like super high up. Look, if you get to look to a certain level and you go, wow, what are my options? Look, if you have no options, that means you're on a guided tour. And a tour guide is going to tell you what to do with the rest of your life. Otherwise, you can actually go, whoa, I'm going to be free. Look, wherever you are, run around and have fun like a kid. It's not an insult. It's not a criticism. To be a grown-up and a child at the same time. Look, my show is PG-13. If you can own the child inside of your body and live in, look, what do I got? Boston, London, look, Vienna, look, Florida, look. Just run around your town and have fun. You're watching the King of Lo-Fi.
I'm you're not just feeling lonely, but you get it. Even older, sunlight shines, shine and make you wake up in the morning. Get to those shops before you call it. Even older, I can't stop because you're not just feeling lonely, but you get it. Even older, sun shines, shine and make you wake up in the morning. You do the shots before you coffee. Even older, I can't stop falling on you. You should check out the feeling, those sounds just running around this town. You should check out the feeling, those sounds just running around this town. Running around this town. You should check out the feeling, those sounds just running around this town. Running around this town.
It is now 0020. Hey, that's a pretty cool number. That was Running Around This Town by Whittier. Yeah, yours truly. Look. 10 minutes early before, well, not, it just changed. Now it's 9 minutes early. And yes, I'm eating food. All requests, look. I know you guys, I'm going to try my best to go through the order. Pearl Jam. There's a song called Black. After the commercial, it says buy new clothes. Watching the king of lo-fi.
I'm so beautiful. I can feel
Look. Yeah. The Walrus is back. It is now 0026. Look, my show is. Thank you guys for joining my warm up. Officially, it starts in 3.5 minutes. The Walrus is going. Can't you kill it now? Oh, hold on a second. Can I do my show or not? Of course. She says, Blicky. I love Raging Cajun. We get Robert. Look. I know I have a bunch of lurkers, and look. Now the boys are just joining. Look. I got another song lined up here by request. You're watching the King of Lo-Fi, and I'm going to play one more request, and everybody say hi, Isabella. She's not going to say anything because she's eating a sandwich. She's got one of these cool things. It looks like the stuff that Mr. Bean eats. English sandwiches. They put it in these. Look, it's like this stuff. You don't find this in America that much. This is European. How Europeans eat sandwiches. They put it in this thing. Mr. Bean showed it off on his show one time. She's having a Mr. Bean sandwich, But I'll be honest with you. And I'm going to say it out loud again. But I'm going to ask you, Dolores, are you in a good mood? She's still eating. Look, when you watch the Blackie Fitzgerald show, I hope that there's a little bit of honesty. I'm in a good mood, but sometimes people feel like they're in a bad mood and this is by request, they're in a black hole sun by request. Soundgarden. You're watching the King of Lo-Fi. Hold on a second. They're telling you to buy clothes. Buy clothes. You're watching the King of Lo-Fi. You're in a bad mood? Okay. Isabella's in a good mood. You're watching the King of Lo-Fi. Black Hole Sun from Soundgarden. Sorry, what?
In the skies is no one knows as the flames lost the slave in the sun and disgrace. Morning heat, summer stench, neath the back the sky looks dead. Come on into the kingdom that you scream again. Black hole sun, won't you come? Wash away the rain. Black hole sun, won't you come? Won't you come? Won't you come? Stood around, cold and down, still the warnings I friend. Days are gone from slowing sometimes. For too long the snakes in my shoes, walking sleep. In my youth I pray to keep heaven somehow. Seems like you anymore. Black hole sun, won't you come? Wash away the rain. Black hole sun, won't you come? Won't you come? Black hole sun, won't you come? Wash away the rain. Won't you come? Won't you come?
Sorry. Till you all just disappear. I'm surprised that I fear.
Wash away the rain. Won't you come? Black of the sun. Won't you come? Wash away the rain. Black of the sun. Won't you come? Won't you come? you come? Won't you come? Won't you come?
I'm 4 minutes late for my official start. You're watching the Black Express Show, the king of lo-fi. After the commercial break, by close. Merry Thanksgiving. Great stories for you.
She must have so smile for his nostalgic tone. Never coming in what you wanted to say, only to realize we never really was. She had a place in his life. As she rises to her apology, everybody else wants you to know. He's watching her go.
Look. You're watching the Black Express Show. The fun thing about watching, well, any look, it could be Rainer Fort 51, could be JB, could be look. A lot of people have private shows and stuff, and they like go, well, I want to tell you something. Well, I'm going to tell you something right now. I have zero to offer. That means no debt. That's pretty cool, actually. You don't owe me nothing. I don't have to pay you anything. Everything is like zilch. Look, do the math. When you watch the Black Express Show, look, this is called my startup. It is now 0037. Yeah, the Walrus just came home. And now I'm starting up. I did a little warm-up party. You guys are great. Thank you guys in the warm-up party. It's awesome. I know people come and they go and whatever and all that stuff. But now it's my official show, and I can go for 1 hour until look. The Black Express Show is about acceptance. Think about it. What's the opposite of acceptance? Being pissed off. Look, my show is PG-13. You're allowed to say pissed off. Oh, I'm gonna get pissed off. That's the opposite of acceptance. Look, Buddhism, Tibet. Look, some people say hocus pocus. I like the idea of meditation. I do it every morning. Silence. Some people say blicky. Is that why you're so noisy at night? Because you're silent in the morning? Correct.
Unlucky.
The walrus says, unluckily for her, she likes to be noisy in the morning, but
No.
quiet at night.
I'm noisy in the morning for sure.
Okay. You'd like to be quiet in the morning and quiet at night. When do you like to get noisy?
Only if I'm pissed off.
Only if you're pissed off. Good answer. I like that answer.
Or if I'm super.
No, it's a good answer. Only when you're pissed
or
off.
lucky. Or if I'm in like super good mood. Otherwise, I like it silent.
Okay, so look. Okay, so
More
only
space for my own.
only for something like
thoughts.
for serious occasions, the walrus will actually show some enthusiasm. Otherwise, everything should be like a normal day of silence. So hold on, when did these enthusiastic moments come into your life?
I think enthusiasm doesn't really exist.
I said I turned the word loud into enthusiasm.
I think enthusiasm is not existing.
This is a pretend scratch. My nose is not itchy. Okay, loud means what? Loud does not mean enthusiasm in the walrus's mind. What does loud mean?
Loud means that it disturbs some other person's peace.
Loud means it disturbs somebody else's peace.
Okay.
Boy, that's a pretty open. There's a lot of things that can disturb someone's peace. For example,
One's thoughts.
well, look, I don't know if I was trying to take a nap at the beach and there were some children playing next to me and they were a little bit loud. Would that disturb my peace, or was I one in the connection of that moment? And I realized, you know what? It's okay if kids are playing. Disturbing peace is that's a judgment call. That's where it gets tricky.
If kids are playing, they're not.
Well, if I want to
really
take a nap,
loud.
if I want peace when I take a nap, I want peace. And if I'm taking a nap and I don't have peace, that might disturb me. That's following the rules of your sentence. Look, the Black Express show is about acceptance. I really don't give a flipping anything. And that's PG-13. You're watching The King of Lo-Fi. Yes, I have the walrus here as my co-producer. As long as she keeps on talking. She might say, Blakey, just give me some CBD and I don't want to talk to you anymore. And that's kind of the energy I'm getting right now. But I'm going to go on at least for an hour. This is a 1 hour show. Thank you guys once again for the warm up. I know I had a small one from the crowd. You guys are awesome. I hope the numbers go over 10 because hold on a second. The walrus interrupted me when I was talking. What do you want to say, walrus?
I think, yeah, because of the noise and so on. I think it has something to do how much you have in your own brain. There is so much going on in your own brain that you really have
Hold on.
to take
Look,
care of your own thought process, that you don't have space for any other stuff. Then yeah, almost everything is noise.
I know, like when I was a teenager, when I was a drummer, all I had was noise in my head, right? So I'm a teenager and I'm a drummer. And look, I'm glad I wrote a book. And JB has been reading my book on his show, and I think that's super, super awesome. 750 subscribers. Oh, JB, I love you more and more every day. And thank you for keep on reading my book. I think it's awesome. And look, I didn't write that book until I was like 40 years old. I wasn't a teenager, but I wrote stories about when I was a teenager. And I know the difference between being 40 or being 50 or being 30 or being a teenager. And I love it when people say that, Blakey, you're too skinny. Look at my shirt. Look, it makes me look thin. People say, Blakey, eat some more food. I like that one. Blakey, do this, do that, and the other thing. And I think to myself always, did I ask you for advice? People say, look, I know I'm a music producer, and I work with a lot of different artists, and people they say, hey, can you make me sound better? As a producer, I never ask anybody, can you make me look like rubbish? That's the opposite of a producer. Look, producers don't want to look. When you watch the Black History Fest show, once again, everything goes back down to acceptance. Anna, thank you for being on my show earlier in my warm up. And everybody else, look, all you guys, look, I haven't turned on chat for a while because I got the walrus here, so I've been chit chatting with her. And you guys are great. Rajan, Meredith, look. Oh no, okay, now I know. You guys are talking about Soundgarden. Great song though. It really and yeah, R.I.P. Rest in peace. I don't know why. Look, I don't. This is what we're talking about when I talk about acceptance. Chris Cornell, he made a decision. Maybe people told him that he was rubbish. I don't know why he decided to top himself. In England, they say top, which I think is actually a polite way to say hang yourself, which is disgusting. I'm sorry, Isabel, you wanted to cut in?
Because he had depression.
Oh, Isabella says depression. Look, millionaires who have depression. It's for me. It's a horse pill. I can't swallow that one really easily. Maybe I can understand it if you go into. I'm sorry, Isabella's cutting me off again. What do you want to say?
It's a judgment.
She says I should not talk about Chris Cornell. She knows everything.
No, because if you say it's hard for you to swallow that people have depression.
You didn't hear the full sentence, but you can cut me off. It's fine. You can cut me off whenever you want. It's your house. It's not my house. Raging Cajun, he's like, take a chill pill. Everybody, that's what I was making a joke about, horse pill and chill pill. And look, but I want to give the walrus, whenever you want to cut in, you can always cut in with me. I'm just trying to do a show, but you can always put in your viewpoint. No, I'll be honest with you. I am in like the most awesome mood. It's really funny because as I was traveling across Vienna today, I thought to myself, actually, the whole day, I thought to myself, look, and I know I was talking about this a little bit last night on my show, and I think some people are gathering some clues, but it doesn't really, look. A moment is you're breathing right now. Oh, I forgot to breathe. Well, take a breath right now. Hey, wow, I'm still alive. A lot of people forget about breathing. It's funny, actually. I know. Because, look. Sometimes when things are so simple, one can go, what was I supposed to do? But it was so simple that people forget it. And that's normal. Look, I'm not here I'm not a judge. I don't criticize anybody. I'm not, look. I'm not a lawyer. I'm the king of lo-fi. That much is true. Do I have a doctorship, PhD in music? Not on paper. I just have like whatever 4 major deals in my life. I know some people say, well, I never had any major deal. I had 4. That's pretty cool. And I had 8 minor. So I've had whatever 12 deals in my life. Yeah, pretty cool. Hey, it's enough for me to go, I'm not dead yet. I'm still breathing. And if somebody, look. If one goes, pop goes to weasel, or somebody says, ooh, this, that, and the other thing, and if somebody gets stuck in the middle and they go, ooh, what am I supposed to do? Look, I was born in Framingham, Massachusetts. Bring it on. That's all I can say. You're watching the King of Lo-Fi. Oh, look. Take two. YouTube, I love you more and more every day. Like. Let me say two words. Trevor Horn.
Bring it on! First I didn't have the will to carry on. Illusions in my mind. Like that picture where you feel you can't go on. Like you've been left behind. Like a sundown. Take me to that funky place where you and I were born. Carry on now. Psychedelic tendencies of love. Bring it on. Bring it on. Bring it on. Bring it on. Don't wait until tomorrow. Bring it on. Bring it on. Bring it on. Give me something from the dream that I am in. You know I love the way you say me. A broken heart I depended on was all the love I was feeling. It goes on now. Take me to that funky place where you and I were gone. Carry on now. There no resolution for pressure. Unconditional love and freedom. Don't wait until tomorrow. Wait until tomorrow. Bring it on. Is your kid? No, I'm calm. Chase it way down low. It's only love. Don't wait until tomorrow. Don't wait until tomorrow. Don't wait until tomorrow. Don't wait until tomorrow.
Seal. Bring it on. Look. Thanks, Meredith. That was super on. Look, that was super on. And you said back of the net. Look, here's the deal. When you watch the Blackie Fitzpatrick show, there is no deal. That's the deal. I said, here's the deal. There is no deal. Look, I'm not talking about deals. I'm talking about music in lo-fi. If anybody wants to come on my show is not just sponsored by Sigmund Floyd. He gave me the earrings and the lighter. My mother gives me the phone, so if you want to talk to me, give me a call on Messenger. It is now live. And the reason why the computer even works, I'm on a laptop from Isabella's son. It's an old laptop, but Isabella bought the fan. So I have 3 sponsors. Look, and JB bought my book. Go figure. Hold on a second. Maybe I should read from my book right now. Look. Look, I just want to hide the music. And I think that's the best place. Look. Hold on a second. I could hide. Well, what's this called? CBD? Okay, I can do this stuff. But I'm going to play another song. I know I have a small, intimate crowd. Actually, a handful. You guys are great. Press thumbs up before you leave. Hello, lurkers. And I know who you are, the lurkers, by the way. I'm not even going to say your name out loud until you join the chat, because I know who you is. And if anybody, look. Here, I'll play the joke here. Yeah. I see my numbers going up like crazy glue. Look. I know. Look. Here's the deal. Tomorrow's going to say like 1 million people. I don't care. All you have to do is press it. Look, if you're a lurker, this is a pretend scratch. Oh, Isabella just moved away the weed. She says she doesn't want me to roll the weed.
No, but I would like to reach the ashtray without
Well, they take the ashtray. There you go.
Without breaking my hands.
Isabella is not. She's cranky.
Mm-mm.
You almost push this on the ground. This is the weed.
Almost.
Yeah, I know. Okay. Where should I put it?
Do you have enough space there? I don't know. Always move everything to me.
Okay, Isabella's cranky right now.
It's not cranky. I only want to have my own.
Oh, she's not cranky. She's super acceptance right now. She's like totally accepting everything, except she says, do this and do that and the other thing. The other thing is the part that I have a problem with. No, I tell you, yesterday when I was playing Phil Collins and Genesis, there's so much great music in the world. And I think to myself, ooh. And I know this, look. I'll say this in the right way. I know, look, for anybody who's watching, look, for anybody who's watching the Blackie Fitzpatrick Show, music loves me. Period. Otherwise, I am 15 years old and I made a wrong decision. I made a commitment to music when I was 15 years old. A lot of people like to say, you act like a teenager. Yep. That's when I made my commitment to music. I had a big discussion with my father. Hi, Mom, if you're watching. And I had a big fight with my dad. And I said, I am committed to music. He said, Blakey. You know, he called me Alex. Actually, he called me Dude Man. And it was like, he wanted to control me. And I was just like, I want to be Todd Rundgren. Look. I want to be Morrissey. Look. I want to be, look. I was totally into REM in those days. I want to be Michael Stipe. But first I thought, I'll start as a drummer. And I knew what I wanted to do. A lot of people, I've talked to, look, I've been teaching music for over 30 years. And a lot of people, they're like, Blakey, I don't know what I want to do with my life. And I said, that's okay. Most people don't. They don't get it. And I'm not making a judgment. I'm not a judge. This is what I want people to understand. Did I have a vision? Yes. How old was I? 15. Why did, look. Why did I know? I did. We joked about this over the last, couple of shows that I've been doing. I never wished to become a millionaire. Maybe that was a mistake. All I got was international traveler, hang around with a bunch of very, very talented musicians, whether it's Reeves Gabrels or John Bryan or Jay Mascis, or look, I can go down Tim Fowley. Look, I can go John Moss, Culture Club. I can go down all the list. Oh yeah, I did this and that and the other thing. It's the other thing that we're always talking about. And do I think it's disgusting? No. But I love looking at, look, a mirror is a mirror. You're watching the King of Lo-Fi. I might want to turn it down a little bit.
Down?
A little bit. Not much. It's gonna kick in.
There's always a diamond sitting in the Life Hotel. The hearts built the lesson with her 100 miles if there was always something between us, if there was always something between us, something else found. Something else found. Something else found. Something else found.
The Heart Filthy Lesson. I love the word filthy. It's like disgusting, filthy. The harsh filtered lesson. Of course, that's from Mr. I think is he a sir? Let me ask the Queen. That's from Mr. David Bowie. And look. That's actually one of my favorite songs from him. After all the other ones that are brilliant. No, yes, the Black If It's Got show was definitely a David Bowie fan. And I'll be honest with you, I saw David Bowie perform live 2 times, and the first time he sucked, but that was a bad venue. If anybody is watching me from Austria, Stadthalle, it was a terrible sound. It was really rubbish. And then I saw him again, also in Vienna, and it was that open air place. Anybody from Vienna knows Arena, and it was brilliant. It was like, I mean, when I say brilliant, I mean the sound was boom, back of the net. And I got a chance to hang out with him. My brother told me I'm supposed to tell these stories, and I got a chance to. This is a pretend scratch. The walrus is going, stop telling these stories. My brothers tell me, tell the stories. Walrus says, don't talk about it. You already said it once. Isabella only likes to hear stories once. It's funny. But look, when I watch Sean Hannity or Tucker Carlson or all these David Letterman or Johnny Carson or look, Rodney Dangerfield, or look, everybody is always doing, I can't get no satisfaction. Hey, that's what Rodney Dangerfield's, I get no respect. Stop telling the same. Look, to be a really good comedian, you have to find one joke and repeat it. I get no respect. But sometimes this is called the balancing act. A lot of people tell me, especially my 3 ex-wives, they say, Blakey, I like, this is by request from Meredith. They say, Blakey, I like the sound of silence. You're watching the King of Lo-Fi live from Vienna. Beat that one. That's a long. Look. You are definitely. Look, I know some people come, some people go, but I love to say, when you're watching the Blackie Fitzpatrick show, you are always. Look, I'm an optimist. I try not to be negative. My mother brought me up. You got nothing good to say. Don't say anything at all. I would like to say, look, you can put in little jabs, but always be open arms and say, welcome back. You're watching the King of Lo-Fi.
Welcome back. Your dreams were your ticket out. Welcome back to that same old place that you laughed about. Well, the news will change since you hung around. But those dreams that you made were gonna turn around. Where we need you. Cause we got him on the spot. Welcome back. 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 Always good spot, friend. Welcome back. Smile and take doesn't feel. And I know you wanna see you and anymore. There's something that made you come back again. And you never leave you. Where we need you. Where we need you. Every tease in our life, cause we got him on the spot. Welcome back. Welcome back. Welcome back. Welcome back. Welcome back. Welcome back. And I know you never see you anymore. There's something that makes me back again. Enjoy the region.
Play that next.
Where we meet you.
You say it's right? That's the right. That's right. That's the right.
I'm gonna play a song. I know it's trick. I don't care. I really don't care. Really? Tomorrow, today? It's a game over. Hey, look. Everybody who comes back to the Black Perspective show, and JB is back. Hey, JB. Look, after, I'm going to kill my show like probably in about, not to be exact, 17 minutes. But I would love you if you want to do your show after me. This is how. Look, I was trying to set this way up. Look, the stuff. Look, the thingamajiggy. Look. But I loved it when you were reading from my book. I think it's really awesome. I know Elena was asking earlier in the chat. She was like, "Did JB get the book?" And I'm like, "Yep, he got the book." So and I said, "Yeah, he's been reading from it." But look, Elena got a new job, and so she's like really busy and stuff. So look. Look. Meredith, you once again, you were super awesome, and JB as well. I had both of you guys on my show yesterday, interviews, and you guys are super great. But Meredith, I'm going to balance it back, and I'm going to say, I'd love Disturbed. I saw them in London. When I say at a small venue, it was like 5,000 people. And the sound was awesome. And it was before they put out that song that you requested. So I'm going to play my request from the Disturbed. It's their first single. And a lot of people like to ask me, they say, Blakey, are you stupid? Okay.
You like it,
Trying to do just a couple.
I don't believe it. I can't believe that. Really
Yeah,
tough.
from that point of pay 4 or 5 and take that about it.
Yeah, but that bank account must be good, it says. And right away,
They come from the bank. Figure it out. I'm not in that. They were fucking sure to figure it out. That's great.
so telling me try to respond, you should send the money, get the money via this.
They're not in 12.
No, because you know that's right. Western Union. You think the room can wait long and will stay long enough to wait that they can join?
Whoa. Hold on a second, and let me give one more whoa. Yeah, of course, that is Disturbed's first single, which was like a mega smash hit. When I say mega, I mean like, yeah, that one times two. It was okay, like in the alternative rock scene. I know the Walrus. She likes Henry Rollins, and she says no. Okay, she doesn't really like him that much. I love Henry Rollins, and I love underground metal, punk rock, and combination, and all and pop. And when I first heard, look, I'll be honest with you, a buddy of mine in Florida, he said, Blakey, you got to listen to this new group. It's called Disturbed, and he played me this track called Stupefy. And I said, look, I've been living in Austria and England, and I haven't heard this song before. He said, no. He said, it's really big. And I was like, And okay, that makes me think. It's now 0119. Look, I'll be lucky if I can ever get one song to the level of Disturbed. I know they're not mega famous, but they can make a living. Don't get me wrong. I think Morrissey is a great singer. He's at a different level. I don't want to start an argument with anybody who's in my chat right now. Who's better, the singer from Disturbed or the singer from the Smiths? Don't even start with that one. But there's a song that I hadn't played. Whoa. Isabel says it's the same level, but she has to turn it down because she got a panic attack. It's the same level that it was before. I don't know. She says, how come the music has to be so loud? Look at how weird this is. See, I didn't do anything. It all of a sudden got put into I didn't do anything. Look. There's a song that I never played before on my show. I've done it at YouTube parties. Look, everybody knows I've been a DJ for like, how old am I? I started being a DJ. Oh, that's right, when I was a teenager. That's when I really started to realize that I could play music and I can make like a gathering. I don't know, 5 people. Could be 2 people. Could be 10. Could be 20. Could be 100. Could be 105. I can control. And I don't know who's watching me right now because my numbers go up and down, right? Like, look. YouTube, I love you. Crazy glue is an interesting substance. Look, the most important thing is the moment. Look, this is where people get lost. I'm gonna backtrack for a second here. Yes, I'm setting up the song. I've been talking about this the whole week. This, that, and the other thing. It's the other thing that people get all fussy about. A little bit cranky. The other thing. It's like this, okay. That, okay. The other thing, let me call my lawyer. Well, if you need to call a lawyer, the first thing the lawyer is going to tell you is, I need evidence. Not that I have any experience. It could be a lie detector test. But the lawyer is going to want evidence. Okay, it's a lie detector test. But nowadays, everybody's got their cell phones, right? Everybody's got, look, everybody's got a phone. Even I have a phone. I'm like the last one who ever got a phone that I even know. And this is a song that is like 1 million years old. And if you don't know it, I hope you enjoy it for the first time. I don't think I ever played it to the Walrus before. This song is a hit. Hold on a second. Only 10 million views. Okay, it's an underground hit. But when I was away from the US and and I met this guy in Florida, he was like, dude, man, you like music? I want to show you. And he showed me Korn, very cool. He showed me Disturbed, very cool. And he showed me Filter, Take a Picture. You're watching the King of Lo-Fi. I hope it sounds great on your end.
Hello. dreaming. Remember, you wanna take my picture, 'cause I won't remember. Sounds great. Sorry. Oh, I won't remember. You wanna take my picture, 'cause I won't remember.
Look. When you're watching, look. Let me get something straight here. When you watch the Blackie Fitzpatrick show, for a start, and I'm glad that JB knows that track. I thought JB would know it. I don't think the Walrus ever heard that one before. No, that she said, nope, never heard that one. That was the underground hit. I'm sorry, what?
What did you say? No.
Did you hear that song before?
I made this, but they said no.
No, she never heard it. They don't play that stuff. Their tongue is super. Their tongue. Look. Okay, I'm going to play another song, which I'm going to stay with the same phase. And look. It's funny when I live outside of US and A. Sometimes I miss certain songs, and then I come back and someone says, Blakey, have you heard this song before? And I'm like, no. But I always love listening to new music. And someone told me today, and I'm not going to say the name out loud, but someone said, disgusting to me. Look, I take the U-Bahn, I mean subway. I mean, look, the car. Look, thing. And in my travels today, somebody said to me, they said, disgusting. And I thought to myself, I was just spitting it out. You're watching the King of Lo-Fi. Slipknot. Look, I love music from groups. Look, Slipknot obviously is mega huge right now. They're like Cirque du Soleil for heavy metal. But that was their first single, Spit It Out. And I'll be honest with you, I like first singles. And yeah, I live in Europe. Oh, this says buy clothes.
Mach jetzt den C- und A-Stil der Stadt an.
You're watching the King of Lo-Fi.
21st century.
$19.80. You're watching the King of Lo-Fi.
Sie ist ein Model und sie sieht gut aus. Stellen Sie heute gerne mit zu mir nach Haus. Sie wirkt so kühl, man sieht man niemand an. Doch vor der Kamera, da zeigt sie, was sie kann. Sie sieht gut aus und Schönheit wird bezahlt. Ich muss sie wiedersehen, ich weiß, sie hat's geschafft.
The first century.
It's not that hard to figure this shit out. You're watching the Black People Special, the king of lo-fi. I'm live right now, listening to commercials. And look, when you watch the king of lo-fi, you never know what you're going to get. Ben Arsling doesn't know what the word Western Union means. Looks like there's a cash flow problem. Well, hey, on the Black Fitzpatrick Show, I never have a problem with anything because I'm the king of acceptance. Get the fucking Western Union thing going. Cash flow. Yes. When you call it a chicken donut, but you know what the real one is. There's a joke.
I know. Ben is also not allowed to get into my apartment. I mean, what is the difference between you and me?
He's like going, you do the nigga gypsy trick. I'm like, shut the fuck up. Don't tell me you can't get the cash flow. He's like, where's that Western some years, I said I Googled it, 20 of them, actually. And you know that, right? There's 50 in Vienna. One right down the road. Gives me a break. That's a year.
No, I don't want to hear all that stuff because otherwise I send a bomb to him, okay? Or a whatever.
I'm trying to be happy.
Morcherie with
Like he's-
some strychnine or
No, he's freaking out now. All this stuff. I
I
guess.
told you, doesn't even know what Western Union is.
No, he knows how to get cash. He's doing the gypsy trick.
You think? Really? But I'm telling you, he should stop lying and put his ass.
He's panicking because he's going to go to the I told him that it's over. I said, great. Filet mignon, shrimp, cocktails, there's an appetizer, right? Such and such. You just go to bed early. And what are you doing right now? He's at a gas station. That's what I did. He's like,
Also, I read already he's not, there's a reason why he's
I wanted to actually, they said yes, because the music was good, and they liked my song, and I wanted to do it. I think I could do the figures work just before. It's down and fucking, smoke some CBD. Do it, but you can't. Based on results.
I think so there's a reason why he's like moved in Austria and Germany or whatever. Everybody who works with him for longer than 10 minutes gets
I've been with him for over 5 years.
whatever because we keeping him, but or whatever.
No, I got results.
But
I
constantly
got 4 or
need
5, 6
somebody.
songs from him.
Yeah. You constantly need somebody to babysit or to slap him.
He
Or
likes
kick
to
him in
slap
the
me.
balls or whatever.
Okay. Well, I never did that, but he likes to be slapped, yes. Luckily not the
And
just the face.
and to babysit at the same time.
So that's what I just did right now, and I'm like, this is boring.
I heard you yelling. I thought, I don't know, all the other people, especially bankruptcy, oh, you can yell with people. No, that's okay. You can imagine that also you sometimes yell with me like that. No, you're like that. Better than most of the other people.
Look, I'm a producer.
Whatever. But I don't need a producer. There's a difference between Ben and me.
Go away from this.
Telling me should stop the gypsy household thing.
Huh?
You're telling me should stop the gypsy household thing.
No. I told him. What's up? My mother's going to be like once a month. Where are they? Where are they? They're coming in Nashville. Shut the fuck up. I Googled it and it was 20 in Nashville. Shut the fuck up.
There was this respectlessness, but the stuff other people do.
He's drunk. He's got hammered again. And he's supposed to go to work tomorrow. Loves it, he loves it. What am I supposed to do?
But this is really his last different.
Yep. Correct. That's true.
Because then he's also blackness and then you say, at least in a lot of parts of it. It's so amazing.
You're watching. Whoa, 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 whoa. You're watching the Black and Scratch show. Look, not only am I the king of lo-fi, but that much is true. This is pretend. Some people. I'm sorry. The
You're also
walrus
the king of
wants to talk.
freakazoids. I know.
What's that?
I said you're also the king of freakazoids.
King of freakazoids. Hold on a second. Hold on a second. Freaks. Halloween fun, scary. Well, I know Thanksgiving is coming up. We just missed Halloween, but I'll take the joke and go with it because it's like, well, it's 3 weeks after Halloween. But freakazoids usually, but sometimes freakazoids. I'll be honest with you. I agree with you. Freakazoids can show up at any moment, and freakazoids can be like, what do they call that? The living dead, like zombies. I mean, look, Walrus, do you believe in zombies?
No.
She says there is no living dead. I think to myself, as a spiritual creature, living dead. Okay, you're right. That is kind of pushing it a little bit. But do you believe in old souls coming back into a new body?
Yeah.
Okay. Now we're talking about, look, we're not just talking about this, that, and the other thing. We're talking about more than human. We're talking about white zombies. Up a little bit. You're watching the King of Lo-Fi. Sorry, next to it.
That's it.
Yeah, full. Very good. That's good.
I like some other music which is not driving me crazy or shut down your show. I get good today. I'm gonna have it short before exploding.
My last song.
You can do some better situation, but please play music which is not that aggressive. Freaks me out.
The song is aggressive.
Play Mozart or something like that. Something which is
Okay. The Walrus says no white zombie.
I didn't say you had to stop.
She says it's aggressive. She said play Mozart.
Something which is good for the body.
That's
Not
okay.
good for the body.
It's not my apartment. It's your apartment. I'm not in charge. What do they say? I play music at the pleasure of the Walrus. And she said, I don't like white zombie. It's aggressive. So that song is now, and she says, because of reasons of exhaustion. So that song is dead, and my show is dead. You guys are great. I'll find you guys tomorrow.
Play Mozart or whatever.
I can. Hold on a second. I have now rules now. I'm not a white zombie. I was trying to make a joke. I'm not more human than human. I am a subject to the Walrus's rules, and I'm now.
I don't like that. It's not okay.
You told me I could play Mozart, but I can't play White Zombie.
I didn't say you can't play anything. I only asked you that if you can play music which doesn't drive me crazy because I'm exhausted.
She says, Walrus says, play music that doesn't drive me crazy, but the White Zombie song drives the Walrus crazy. Look,
doesn't
the last,
in my body.
the last. No, I believe you. Look, look, I know it sounds like I'm making a joke. I'm not here to make you go crazy. I can play Prince crazy.
Remember it.
Remember it?
Mm-hmm. You're not here to drive me crazy. Remember.
That's why do you think I stopped the song after 1 minute and 4 seconds? Because you said it would drive me crazy.
Remember it.
And don't get me wrong. I'm not going to forget this one. This is a good one.
What?
Look, the walrus doesn't like White Zombie. That's okay. A lot of people don't like White Zombie. A lot of people say, Blakey, why would you even think about playing a song like that at 0152? Look, I'll be honest with you. My show is like way mega overtime. And I know I have like a bunch of people watching. But Queen Isabella. Yeah, I know. Thank you, Kiwi. And Dean the Dancing Machine. You guys are great. But hold on a second. What am I supposed to do to move forward? Because I got like more than a handful. Should I kill it or what do you want to hear? I'll play any request you want to hear, Walrus. You're in charge.
Sing.
You want me to hear Sinatra?
You can also sing something else.
Look, if I sing something else. Now I went up to 8. So I got like, my show is like getting bigger and bigger and bigger. And the Walrus is like, I don't like White Zombie. Look, Rob Zombie did a bunch of like super bad horror movies. So I cut you some slack. I don't really like
movies.
What's that?
I hate horror movies.
No, I know.
They are not good for the
No,
soul.
Rob Zombie's look. Rob Zombie when he as a director, when he went into the horror movie stuff, it's like Saw 6, and it's just disgusting. It's like gore, and not like Al Gore, but it's like disgusting. And I don't really. It doesn't. I don't. It's not like Hitchcock. Hitchcock is like. But okay. If my show is going to continue, Walrus, what song do you want to hear? Or I'm killing it.
I said already play Mozart or
Mozart.
Pavarotti.
Pavarotti?
Dorma, for example.
Pavarotti?
Pavarotti, Nessun Dorma.
Mozart?
Pavarotti, Nessun Dorma.
What do you think my audience is going to like more?
What?
Well, look, I have this connection like with my crowd, and I might try to play with words and stuff. That's why I played Rob Zombie and all that stuff. But I was working with it, and the Walrus says, disgusting. I don't like to hear that song. But I was my show is now dead. As a producer, I'm over, and I have a good story for you to tell you about what happened today to me. And you know what I'm going to tell you. And it was really an honest conversation. And it's really funny. I'm not in charge anymore. You are. TV says Culture Club. Okay, let me ask the Walrus. Can I play Culture Club?
Yes.
Okay, Kiwi, thank you. You rescued me. I don't really want to play Mozart. I love Mozart, but I like to play pop music. And I'll be honest with you.
ABBA.
I already played ABBA before. Look, I can play. Look, there's tons of songs I can play from ABBA. She's cute when she says ABBA. But ABBA, I played. I already played. Look,
They are from Sweden.
Yeah, I know they're from Europe. Look. At the end of the day, tick tock.
Mach jetzt den C&A-Best-Deal der Stadt. Anzug nur 49,90 €.
This says buy clothes. You're watching the King of Lo-Fi.
Sing me a melody. If it could be the best that you must overcome your fears. Oh, and time could be so much more. The time is precious, I know. It's could be so much more. The time to show me time won't give me time. The time makes me understand. I think I'm something real. That you and me belong. I live my time. The time won't give me time. Give me time.
My hair looks like George.
Time is like a clock in my heart. Touch me, touch with the heat. My shut down, I lost you from the start. Time, you did so much more. The time is precious, I know. In time, you did so much more. The time is nothing to show me. Time won't give me time. The time makes lovers feel like they got something real. But you and me, we know we got nothing but time. The time won't give me time. Won't give me so much more. The time is precious, I know. In time, you did so much more. The time is nothing to show me. Time won't give me time. And time makes lovers feel like they got something real. But you and me, we know they got nothing but time. And you know time won't give me time. And time makes lovers feel like they got something real. But you and me.
Culture Club. By request for Kiwi. Thank you, Kiwi. Great request. Kiwi came back and she said, "Thank you, Isabella, for allowing me to listen to that song."
You're welcome.
She says, "You're welcome." Look. When you watch the Black Secret Special show, look. That was not a ... I just was trying to take a drag from my CBD joint. When you watch the Black Secret Special show, I know, look, press thumbs up before you leave and all that jive, and I don't even really care. Okay? A lot of people think that, I'm like super serious. You're correct. A lot of people think, Blicky. What lottery number should I pick?
13.
The walrus says 13. People say, Blicky, what lottery? I never would pick that number, but the walrus says 13. Look, they say, Blicky. If I flip a coin, is it heads or tails?
Tails.
The walrus says tails. She's really quick tonight. Okay, I'm going to try to, take 3. A lot of people say, Blicky. How should I move forward with my life?
Shut up and think.
I can't win. The walrus is on crazy glue fire right now. Okay, walrus, what do you want to do with your life?
Make myself happy,
Uh-huh.
and through that, maybe also other people will be happy. Otherwise, it's their own responsibility, not mine.
Look. So we're talking about happiness.
That's the purpose of life.
Look. Okay.
Make oneself a good life, and then you can also do it for others. Otherwise, you come to it.
Let me backtrack. What is the definition of a good life?
If you have peace in yourself, you don't need anybody else, and if you're happy with yourself without being without needing anybody else.
You mean being completely independent and not living with somebody from? Look, I'm a hetero. I like.
It's not about living. It's about if you depend on somebody constantly, or if you're an independent person who enjoys to be together with people, but don't need anybody. Then you are independent, and then you can be
Well, hold on a
happy with
second.
yourself and
Well-
don't need anybody. Then you can really love because you don't
Okay.
need the person.
No, I get you. You said the word dependence. Okay, dependence is an interesting word. I think right now AOC and Bernie Sanders, they're working on the I am dependent on the social system. So you're talking about like real capitalism. I don't need to be dependent on anything. Or
It's
are
not
you
about
talking
money.
about do you still want to be dependent on a social system?
It's not about money.
I don't look, I don't know. I haven't taken a penny from anybody
It's not about money.
for years. I don't get me wrong. I love Obamacare. Obamacare was great. I got a free phone. I got free food. Way too much money for the food, and I got all this free stuff. And it's like that's. But I didn't really feel like I was dependent. I was like going, "Wow, they're really giving this to me."
It's about it's not about money. It's about living, about being, about thinking. And really in a system where you can only get successful as a politician if you're rich,
Oh, that's kind of the way it works, doesn't it?
then you should believe that these politicians want a social system and for everybody. Really? Never.
Look, you know, this show is not political, but we're allowed to talk about
Who
social.
started it?
I know. You're allowed to talk about whatever you want on the Black and Discuss show. I don't vote, so this show is not political. That's my official thing, but I'm allowed to talk about whatever I want to. Don't get me wrong. I loved it when Obama threw me a phone. I hate phones. Thank you, Mom, for the phone. I do enjoy it. And
I
thank you.
hate it, but I enjoy it. So you're a masochist?
Well, that's a good question. S&M?
Yeah, you hate and enjoy it at the same time. How is it possible?
There was this one girl that I used to hang around with, and she liked to torture me. Is that a sadist or a masochist? The masochist is who enjoys to be tortured, right?
That's why you said.
And the sadist
That's why I
is the one
said
who-
you hate phones, but you enjoy it, which means you're a masochist. You enjoy the stuff you hate. Interesting.
All I can do, look, all I can do is say 3 words. There she goes. A little bit louder. You're watching the king of lo-fi. This is the Laz. A lot louder, I said.
Yeah, sorry. I'm tired. I'm straight away. I'm super tired.
As soon as I start to think that I'm smart, as soon as I think to myself, I went to the University of Massachusetts. As soon as I think, oh, I moved out of the house when I was 17. As soon as I think I'm working with John Moss from Culture Club. As soon as I think, I realize I'm a fool. Buy clothes.
Mach jetzt den
They're on sale.
She must have so smile for his nostalgic tale. Never come and be what you wanted to say. Only to realize it never really was. She had a place in his life. As she rises to her apology, everybody else wants you to know. Don't you want to keep showing you something that you never know. But you can still believe there's a person out there. Someday, she will return. She had a place in his life. And she rises to your apology. Everybody else wants you to know. Don't you
Look.